Well, the snow has finally stopped falling. I think it's pretty safe to say that this was a historic blizzard, not only for March, but for any time of the year across much of Wisconsin. Here's the snowfall map over the past 48 hours. And honestly, I think this might be a little bit on the low end. These are radar estimated indications. You can see the bullseye was really just east of Wausau here, showing 30 inches. But really all the way from Wausau to Green Bay and then points north of there saw over 2 feet of snow. Now, this was actually what was predicted. Several days before this system, a lot of the global models were saying parts of Wisconsin could get over 2 feet of snow. There was some absolutely crazy totals being shown, and those really panned out pretty accurately. I think the highest total I saw reported from this system was upwards of 34 inches. So the models actually did a pretty good job with the numbers and the location. I think if anything, they trended a little bit further south last minute than what was anticipated. I know in southern Wisconsin that was at least the case. Much of Washington, Dodge, Fond du Lac counties, this area saw upwards of 8 to 10, maybe even 12 inches of snow when they were predicted for maybe 6. And then Appleton and Green Bay also got, I believe, upwards of 20 inches of snow, which was more than anticipated. And I would have to believe that there were several records broken with this system. And the wind coupled with the cold temperatures today, a very impactful storm. Definitely the biggest that I remember in a lot of these areas. And I just think, this just goes to show sometimes the models actually are accurate. I noticed lots of posts, people saying like there's no way that we'll get, over 2 feet of snow and those kind of comments, which, a lot of times that is the case, but definitely all the ingredients were right here. And we did see some really extreme totals. And right now the cleanup's just kind of underway. It just stopped snowing in a lot of areas over the past couple hours. And where I am, I think we got about 8 to 10 inches. If we look at my snowfall map here that I made a couple days before the system, I'm pretty happy with it. I think if anything, we could have made another category of 30 plus inches, and I probably would have just shifted all of these down a little bit. I don't think anywhere in Wisconsin got less than 5 inches of snow. And I know the Appleton, Fox Valley area got more than 18. Green Bay, possibly over 24. I'm not sure. I think they're somewhere in the low 20s. West Bend probably got at least 8 to 10. So overall, I think it was a pretty good job illustrating the snow, but could have almost went a little heavier and a little bit further south, as we didn't get as much warm air in the southern part of the state as anticipated. It stayed a mixture of ice and sleet over a lot of areas and then changed over to snow quicker than expected. But overall, my takeaway from this is that the models were actually fairly accurate as a whole, and it will go down as a very historic snowstorm in Wisconsin.